Hi everyone, my name's Rachel and I am a domestic violence survivor and victim at the same time. I left my ex partner 5 years ago and he went on an absolute, like, rampage to destroy me in any way that he could. We had a daughter together and he started, he got a new girlfriend, but his actual ex that I didn't like. He got her within 2 weeks, and he spun a story that I was like, he left me because I was neglecting the kids, he had to work full time, and that I wouldn't do anything, I wouldn't get out of bed, I was selfish, I was running him dry money, and that I was just a really bad mother and a really bad partner and a human being. When actually I left him because he was emotionally abusive for years and financially abusive for years, and I put all my money into his account thinking that he said that he would put my name on the houses that I helped pay for, but he never did. He turned around to me and said, nothing you see in this house, nothing is yours. Even if you pay for it, nothing is yours. My money's my money and your money's my money. And I was so sick and tired of being called ugly and useless, and that I did nothing. I was the only one that cooked, I was the only one that cleaned, I was the only one that took our kids to daycare and picked them up. I worked full time, I handled our kids, I handled the house, and I handled him. And I was just sick of it. I could do it all by myself and not have the dramas of of being put down. I started to get self-aware that I was a good person and that I didn't deserve this abuse. For the next 2 years, he would try and parental alienate me. I'll go through some of those scenarios and that in more detail in another video. He would financially abuse me. I'll do the same with that. He would try and destroy me in any way that he could. He took my car. He tried to strand me. He would get lawyers onto me, and he would just try and try and make it hard. They end up breaking up, and his boss said, "Hey, can you help me with him? Because he's on substances," and I found that out, but no one would listen to me. And I did what a good co-parent would do, and I tried to help him get back to work, back with who he was employed with. I tried to get him off the substances and be like a support network, but instead he would lose it because he stopped taking his medication for his bipolar. And one day he ended up bringing the police on me and saying that he would his neck and send me the video while he was on 000. The police came, they were so sick of dealing with him and his ex that they're like, "What's wrong now?" And they're like, "You don't even actually need to tell us. We know the park key," and they're like, "You need to put a DVO on him because we failed to see how much abuse you have been going through for the last few years," because they neglected my pleas for help. And so a DVO was put in place, and prior to the DVO put in place, he said, "I want to go down and see her and take Bella for Christmas." And I said, "No, no way. That's not going to happen at all." And I was going through some stuff that was unrelated to this at the time, and I needed to take a break from work, so I needed to put her in daycare to be able to handle the other situation. And I went to go get her, and she wasn't there. She wasn't there. And I ran over to his friend's house, said, "Where is it?" And he goes, "I don't know. And go ask this person." So I went, and that person said, "Yeah, well, he said that he was going down and having Christmas with his ex, that they're getting back together, and his stepmom." And I was like, "Oh my God, That's not good. And yeah, I tried to contact him for a few weeks. He never answered. When he did answer, he told me that he wasn't coming back, that he was moving down there and he's already got a place. Also, in that time, while literally I was like scraping through because I had to take a break from work because there was other stuff going on. They rang up Centrelink and they said that they had our daughter full time, which was not true. Well, it wasn't meant to be true. I didn't know that he was permanently running off with her, and I was like, well, I'm gonna move down. So I packed all my stuff. I got it. I paid for a truck, and on, and I went down there to go get my daughter and the truck because it was the only truck in the whole state that I could get. And the truck company actually messed me around. I couldn't get the truck to get my stuff, so I said to the real estate, I said, can you put my stuff in storage? And I'll pay for then after that. And I went down there, and as agreed, they were supposed to hand over Bella to me. Yes. And they ran me around for 2 weeks saying that they were here, that they were there. And then I found out that the day that I got there, they actually left. And for some reason, he got the contract to get my stuff out of my house. Instead of putting it in storage, he kept it all. So I had no money, no house, no belongings, no nothing, not even family photos. Stuck in my car with nothing. So I couldn't afford to go back up there and that. And so I started to work. And I would go, after I worked, I would go back up there to try and get our daughter, and he would run off every time. It got to the point where he was using our daughter. He would like text me and would be like, Bella wants to talk to you. And then I would ring and be like, no, it's too late now. And he would cop DVO breaches because all I wanted was my daughter to be safe, because at the time he was on substances and he wasn't safe. His girlfriend ended up leaving him because he got really abusive. I end up being friends with her. I'm still friends with her to this day. I was hearing from the school, from the police, because I used to do weekly, what's it called, welfare checks on her, because he was on very bad substance too. CPS got involved and they said, no, we got heaps of parents on substances that function fine. I was getting lawyers involved. I tried everything. I went broke. I started working 2 full-time jobs to get the money up. If I slept, I would have nightmares. And it was just a whole year of just worried that he was gonna back over in the car. I was worried because I knew that he didn't know how to cook. He didn't do anything. She was hardly turning up to school. His friends were telling me that, things that she was not getting looked after, and no one would help. No system, no nothing. Recovery order didn't work. I'm telling you now, that was the hardest year of my life, and I've been through some shit. And that was hard. I ended up finding out near a year later that he had a very young girlfriend and that she'd been posting that she felt unsafe. I contacted her, which made him blow up. And she is so kind. I'm still friends to her to this day. She's a lovely woman. And I'll forever always thank Amy because she helped me get her back. She also helped me financially to get up there to get her. The day that I went and got her, he was standing on the driveway and he had his arms open and he was like, welcome home. I always knew you would come home. And I just bypassed him, was like, where's my daughter? I hadn't seen her for a year. I tell you what, it was the best thing to see her face. After I got her and I bring her back into safety and I had my own house, like my own little place and everything like that, he did everything that he could to try and wreck us. He was he was allowed to track her iPad, but he had it linked to the iPad linked to his phone, so I got all the messages of alienation. He would ring the police on me and tell them that I was abusing her. They would rock up and check her out. He would get constantly breached. He has been convicted of 13 domestic violence. What's it called? He's been convicted of domestic violence 13 times. And this is the first year we haven't had to move. So the last 3 years before 2024, we've had to move 7 times in 3 years. I had to move out of state because I don't get protected. He goes missing, tries to contact me, finds me, and I have no choice. I'm still doing this to this day. I'm still living in fear. I just refuse now to be what my friend calls me, the kindergarten cop woman. The lady that hides from her DV partner. The good thing is I have my daughter now and she'll never be abused again. He will never ever be allowed to abuse her again. I will make sure of it. But my story isn't ending here because they're still trying to find me. I'm just in a place where they can't get me. If you could support, please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you can because we don't really have anything.